What if she was at that intersection right now?
That would be incredible.
I want to find that. I want to see if there's.
We should make that.
Exists.
I might make that street sign.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Welcome, everybody, to the Huber Rebels podcast, episode 27. My name is Jordan.
My name is Ethan.
I like movies and he likes video games, and we both like to talk about them. I think that's the intro. I don't really remember. We haven't done this for a little while.
We're rolling with it.
You had a topic that you wanted to bring up.
Oh, it's not a topic. It's more just something I did.
Okay.
So I like rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Not the kind that rabbits live in, but the kind that define my life of Wikipedia. And I sometimes it'll start with a YouTube video. Sometimes it'll start with a thought or an article or something. So I had saved some random video on YouTube that was the 1939 World Fair, colorized.
Yeah.
And I started watching some of it, and then I Googled World Fair, and then I started looking at all the World Fairs. And World Fairs are something that you don't really hear about that much, but 2020 is supposed to have one. Obviously, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they coincide with the Olympics at all?
No, there's smaller ones. There's the Universal Expos, which are the bigger ones.
Huh.
And so this year is going to be the debut of Hyperloop, the official debut of a working Hyperloop in Dubai, to show the world that this technology is real and coming
and here
to show people. And so that's kind of what it is. So
can you briefly explain what a Hyperloop is? For anyone who may not know.
Hyperloop is the future of transportation, where we'll eventually travel at about 700 plus miles an hour through tubes, where you can get from Los Angeles to Vegas in 20 or 30 minutes.
Insanity.
From one side of Los Angeles to and I'm using LA obviously because we live here, but
yeah.
And its traffic is horrible. So in theory, you could get from one side of LA instead of in 2 hours in 2 minutes.
Yep.
It's that type of changing everything.
Something I've actually thought about since I was little, before I even realized that was something that they were working on, or
just being able to do that.
I always thought of an automated, a track that you hook. You know when you go to the car wash and you put your car on the little thing and it hooks on and it takes you but wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
And you tell it, you could say go right at this thing, and then it just takes you. But this is even faster, and it's
so they made one. Isaac Brunel. I think I could have that name wrong. He created back in the early 1900s, a prototype air vacuum system for moving that.
Oh,
but
wow.
it just the scaling it and making it really, the tech wasn't
ahead of his
there.
time.
But the physics of it, he did it. It worked.
Cool.
And it's energy efficient and green, whatever. But okay, so I was researching World Fairs, and I came across the 1904, and it was the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, and it was it's possibly still the most expensive one ever.
Mm-hmm.
The personal automobile made its debut at this. I really should pull up the list. It was the airplane.
Yeah.
The number of things that just were debuted here.
Right.
I'm fascinated with this kind of stuff. So I was going back in time. I was going future in time. So I want to say it was at the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. The first.
That's the famous one, right?
No.
I thought Chicago was one of the first ones or something.
It's one of the famous ones.
Okay.
There's so many famous ones. There's the Paris one of 1889 where the Eiffel Tower was built.
Right.
These things have always fascinated me. But I found a new rabbit hole, and usually when I learn a little about something, I do a later deep dive.
Sure.
Using that base knowledge to understand more of what you're seeing. That first time you're overwhelmed by everything. And so they had so it was the Chicago 1893, and the reason I know for sure it was that one because it was the 400th anniversary of Columbus crossing the Atlantic and discovering America. So they had full-scale replicas of the Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta.
Cool.
And I'm just that fascinated me. 100 years ago or something, 100 or so years ago, we were celebrating the 400th anniversary of that. And these expos always seem to fall on 2020 is a big one.
Yeah.
I love how they do that.
Yeah.
And so then I started researching about the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, and about Columbus, and about that whole journey. And I was like, sure, why not? I'll just read about the entire first voyage. And I'm reading through it, and something about the dates caught my attention. So from when they left Spain to when they arrived in America, when they first like got there. And I did like a quick calculation in my head, and then I'm like, I should see if this is true. So they departed Spain, a certain place in Spain, at 8 a.m. on August 3rd, 1492. It's just a regular August morning in 1492.
Yeah.
This dude's like, we're going to go see if we can find a short way to India.
Uh-huh.
They first spotted land on October 12th. And I'm like, oh, that's about 2 months. And the 3rd to the 12th in 9 days. 2 months and 9 days. That's 69 days. And I'm like, but that's not enough of a confirmation.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm like, it's probably not.
Uh-huh.
So I did a quick.
Did they have leap year yet?
I went.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
How many days between August 3rd, 1492, and October 12th, 1492? And it knows it has all these calendars built in and everything.
Yeah.
And it was 70 something days. And I was like, I didn't put all the information in. There's more to this. And so I did a little bit more research, and I'm like, where did he leave exactly? Okay, because I had the town, so I found the nearest town, and I added time zones as a indicator. They have records that they left at 8 a.m. On August 3rd from this town.
Yeah.
So I put in Puebla, I think Spain, 8 a.m. on this date. Account for time zones. So I finished through the whole story. Land was spotted at 2 a.m. on October 12th. And of what was named San Salvador Island. Now it's a bit fuzzy on which exact island that was, but I looked up what they currently call San Salvador, based on the Columbus and all that, and found a city there. Plugged in the city, 2 a.m. October 12th, 1492. So I'm pretty much 100% accurate, sure that this works. And the amount of time between when they set sail from Spain and spotted land in America was 69 days and 22 hours and 38 minutes, which is still 69 days.
To find America.
69 days between when Columbus left Spain and first got to America. And that's official fact.
And that wasn't like a Reddit post that you saw. You just figured that out.
I have my Reddit post. So I'm 100% going to post this. But I was like, this is a good place to bring that up.
That is amazing.
It's amazing and stupid at the same time. So that 400 years ago, these dudes just did a thing. And 500 years later, some idiot was like, 69 days between that.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, I was born 500 years to the day after they discovered America or something like. I'm like, no, you were born different month. So where is this going? And also, when you said you had an awesome story, I was like, are you pregnant? And you said it might be better than that. You delivered.
Because I was like, my wildest dream was that it would have worked.
Yeah.
Putting everything in the fact that it is was just
wow.
I'm so happy I just spent I don't know how long doing this.
Sometimes the universe just gives you what you want,
And I was inspired to do this by the guy that calculated that Elon Musk was born 69 days after 420. It's just that doesn't need to be a thing, but it is.
Right. It was like when I calculated that the two people from The Good Liar and Captain America and Peggy were exactly the same combined age. I'm like, there's no way this is true. Yours is cooler.
Weird stuff like that.
Right,
but
right,
that's
right.
I was like, I'm just gonna go for this and see, and it did. So
that's hilarious.
Now I will add a stipulation.
Sure.
That is not days at sea. They sailed from Spain to the Canary Islands,
But they spotted America.
But from the moment they left Spain, and then arrived and spotted America,
69 days.
69 days.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Today I learned.
That's a good trivia.
That's not even today I learned. Today I figured out.
Today I discovered. Yeah.
Yeah. Today. Ooh, like Columbus.
TID. TID. Maybe. I don't know.
So I'm not sure where that'll go or what I'll do with that, but
I think if you might be the first person to have realized that.
I mean, that's what I would like to believe.
You need to claim that and like make it yours.
We'll see.
That could be our claim to fame.
Yeah.
We discovered that America was discovered in 69 days.
You heard it here first. Breaking news.
Let everyone know whenever you tell that story, tell them you heard it on the Hebrew Rebels podcast.
Breaking news 500 years later. I don't think in Spain, 69 days later, they have arrived.
Probably not.
Because they would have said 70. But I'm like, Spain and America, there's a time difference.
Sure.
So based on
You're
like
just talking about time.
actual time.
Right.
Yep, it works.
Not the time of day where you are, but time spent.
Let's just say by an hour and a half. By less than an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, they were cutting it close.
Like,
he knew. He's like, I need to see something. Otherwise, I will let these millennials down.
yeah.
In other news, I started the keto diet.
Oh.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's great.
What's keto?
Low carbs. Specifically low carbs, high fat. So you have a wedding coming up.
Yeah.
I got my suit.
Nice.
And I realized it doesn't exactly fit like as great as I want it to, like in the frontal area. So I'm like, I'm gonna go on a diet for the first time in my life. I'm gonna try to lose some weight. And I have multiple friends who have been doing this keto diet, and they like swear by it, and they're trying to get me to do it. I'm like, I don't need to lose weight, but now I kind of do.
Yeah.
So I started it, and I feel great.
That's awesome.
It's weird when you stop eating garbage.
Oh, yeah.
How quickly you start feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really like all of that goes together. Like so I've been trying to go play basketball more.
Yeah.
And like you just got to do it a few times, and the momentum will build, but it's so hard to get that momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel fortunate. My body's pretty responsive.
Yeah.
When I do that, I just have to stick with it, and I haven't entirely been doing that, but there's still time.
There is. That's why I need to start like now. I'm kind of running out of time. If I don't do something soon, it'll be too late.
We'll be okay though.
Yeah, for sure. So I meant to bring this up last time as what I've been playing, but I completely forgot. I've still been playing it just as much, if not more. And it's something I didn't plan on playing, but I've been playing Modern Warfare a lot.
Wait, which one?
The new one.
That's just called Modern Warfare?
Yeah. Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I don't think I have that.
You don't.
That was the one. So that was the one that I wanted to get.
It's supposedly the different one. Like they changed the engine.
They updated it.
Yeah.
That's usually what I wait for when things get stagnant.
Yeah.
It's like, give me an engine change and I'll jump back on.
So after Black Ops 4, like I was done with Call of Duty. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I get sucked in. I get addicted. I need to unlock all this stuff and grinds. And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not paying $60 for this.
The only grinding I want to do is in Skate 4. Get on it, EA.
Exactly.
Moving on.
100%. Unfortunately, I was gifted the game for Christmas. And you have no idea how annoying that was to receive that as a gift. I'm like, I have to play this now because you bought it for me, and now I have to play it with you. Otherwise, I'm an... So I did. I started playing it. Took me a long time to finally agree. Like, okay, I'm free. I don't have space on my PlayStation, but I'll make some space. And okay, yeah, I have space now. Okay, fine, I'm free. I'll play it with you.
There you go.
And then I did, and I'm like, oh, I love this game. It's my favorite Call of Duty.
Are you only doing multiplayer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I will do the campaign because I've heard it's really good.
See, I would buy it just for the campaign,
but I'm not doing it yet. I'm really in love with the multiplayer. It's so much fun. It's the best like feeling Call of Duty I've ever played.
The engine, did they change the flow? Or is it just the engine that was like...
I would imagine it's just the engine. Honestly,
Is it still just like run around and twitch and kill? And that's how you win?
Yeah.
Is
like, if no one told me they changed the engine, I wouldn't have known.
Okay, yeah.
There's just something I can't describe that just feels better. Like I connect with it better.
Physics maybe?
Yeah.
Better physics,
yeah,
probably.
It's just fun.
A couple other things.
I have so much fun playing it.
And it looks better.
Looks better.
Yeah.
There's new game modes that are really fun.
That's cool. Gun game?
Gun game, yeah.
Nice.
Whenever you want.
That's all I care about.
Exactly. So yeah.
Salmon Run?
No.
That would be cool.
I've heard that's coming though. Actually, they are coming out with a battle royale.
And it just leaked. A video of that.
Yep.
Just leaked.
Someone's being like sued
I'm
hardcore
sure.
for that.
As they should be.
But I think it's coming in March.
Oh, cool.
So I'm excited for that because I have some friends that have the game, so I'll probably play that.
If I was not in the current situation I was in, I would be down.
Right.
But
If it ended up being a free game.
oh yeah,
a PSN game or something.
I got Modern Warfare Remastered, which was great.
Right.
But we'll see.
We will see.
I'm still a Battlefield guy. I've been Battlefield since 1942.
Is there a new one coming? I feel like I haven't heard of Battlefield for a while.
They stick to it now they're not like Call of Duty.
Right.
Because they don't do annual. That's why you never
I thought they were for a while.
hear about Call of Duty.
Right.
They're back to their better. Well, now that they're doing like release Battlefield 1 and then all of the stuff and then release Battlefield 5 and then all of the stuff.
Yeah.
It gives them time to then do the next one.
Sure.
My hope is Bad Company 3. Bad Company 2 is still my favorite first person shooter ever.
Yeah.
I don't, other people say that and like that's the best one and I don't know why. Like, why not make them all like that? But that was the one that like I still remember playing the beta and like getting up early on the weekend and just spending like the whole day or maybe like half the day just like I love Battlefield because it's not run around corridors and kill people. It's what I like to do is run up to the mountain and sneak up on people.
Yeah.
And like just F everybody's plans up.
Right.
Because then like you take people out behind and then that helps everybody else out to like infiltrate and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I like to play. You can't really Call of Duty's more about, at least the main modes are about like
just run around and kill people.
Deathmatch and stuff like that.
And I've kind of fallen out of love with deathmatch. I like more objective based
bash
game modes.
it.
Yeah.
I think there's a place for both. I've just always, probably because that's what I started with, gravitated towards big open map with vehicles. And
I remember when you told me to get like, the demo for 1942. Is that what it's called?
Depends. 1943?
43.
The PS3?
Yes.
Yeah, that was like a nice little tight package.
Yeah, that was fun. That was like my first like shooter experience, I think.
Really?
I believe so.
Yeah, and then I got you on Black Ops.
Yep. Good times.
Yeah.
You got me on this.
Yep. Good. Keep it going.
This drug.
No, keep it going. We need somebody to be playing those.
I enjoy shooters.
Down, just not right now.
Oh, well, speaking of shooters, I'm also craving Fortnite.
Oh, I'm definitely not craving Fortnite.
I know. You just told me before we started that you're like, I'm not playing Fortnite again until they add Obi-Wan. I'm like, well.
Oh, I did see. I would. Craving is a strong word. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because they said this season feels more like Fortnite, and it hasn't felt like Fortnite in a while. And so it seems like it's gotten its identity back. I also heard some stuff about like the menus, how it's like moving through like a physical space, and like I'm like, oh, that's I live for that kind of stuff. That's not just menus.
I miss the drug that was Fortnite that I was addicted to for so long. Yeah. Like I'm ready to kind of get back into it. I just need to stop playing a couple other things to make time for it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. They did announce, or no, they didn't announce. It was data mined that they're gonna have skin presets, so you can have, instead of just randomizing everything, you could say I want this skin.
Oh yeah,
with this back bling,
outfits where it's like
presets.
Put this and this and
Because I want my Kylo Ren skin and my Harley Quinn skin, but I want Kylo Ren with the cape, but that's technically a back bling. I don't want him to be wearing another thing or Harley Quinn to be wearing that cape. Like, I want Kylo Ren with this cape.
That's how it should be.
Just that.
Yeah, that's.
And then randomize these presets. Like, once they have that, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that's a really good move.
I've been wanting that for so long. It's crazy that they don't have it yet.
They have to do some stuff because I saw it was at its lowest revenue since launch, or since probably a long time.
Probably a little bit after. I think season 3 is when it really just took off.
Yeah, it was like since season 3 then.
Yeah.
I was I guess shocked, but also not surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, okay, but like, man, that makes sense. You don't hear about it as much.
They're finally into season 2. It seems like they've really branded this season really well.
That's what I heard people say.
Like the season has a name.
Season 2 is much better than season 1.
Yeah. So I'm not quite ready yet, but I'm excited to get back into it. Like I'm feeling.
Are you gonna do this season or wait for next season?
I don't know.
Do you need Deadpool?
No.
Yeah,
I think that's weird.
I don't know
that why.
Stuff.
Is he? I forget. Is he like the tier 100 skin or something?
I think so.
That is bizarre.
But he's also all about breaking the fourth wall.
True.
So having him as like,
he's like, I'm in a video game now. How did this happen?
Yeah.
It's just so random.
Wait, does he say that?
I don't know.
Oh.
Like, why Deadpool? Why now? You know?
Why not?
I don't know.
I think he fits Fortnite.
Yeah.
I saw his character model and I'm like, oh, he's a perfect Fortnite character.
it's just super random. Like, I'm not against it. It's just so random.
Everything has been random.
I know, and that's kind of what I didn't like.
But that's why it's not random.
That's what, yeah.
This is Fortnite.
Right.
Borderlands.
Yep.
Deadpool.
Yep.
Thanos was weird from the beginning.
For sure. It's all been weird.
But because it happened, it was Fortnite.
I was against the Star Wars thing at first, but then it's like, yeah, but also I love both these things. So
Fortnite is a platform.
It is.
Much like Minecraft.
For sure.
Where you have Master Chief and Banjo and Drake skins on every console and whatnot. But
all of those things had a launch at the same time. That was like, okay, this is to promote that. I don't understand the Deadpool thing right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's not tied to anything. That part of it doesn't make any sense.
But I don't hate it. It's fine.
My hope would be that they're just branching out, so that
you don't need something coming out to have this character anymore.
Now we're promoting with this,
right?
Banjo-Kazooie.
It's almost like people are coming to Fortnite now. They're like, we need to be getting into Fortnite.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see how that develops.
For sure.
I'll keep an eye out for skins next season, maybe. When does this season end?
This one?
Yeah.
It'll be a while. It just started. The first season was a long time.
Yeah, I heard it was one of the longer ones.
This one will probably be at least 2 or 3 more months.
Perfect. Post-wedding.
Yeah.
Then that'll be the Fortnite time.
You could split screen now too. So maybe you and Maya could play. You could like kind of train her up a little bit.
She could also just play on her Switch.
True.
And I can just be like, go away. Kidding.
Did you want to talk about this PS5 rumor?
Which one?
The PS5 Pro.
So, I mean, it makes sense. We've heard rumors of 2 Xboxes, Xbox Series X. The code names were Lockhart and Anaconda. Anaconda being the more powerful one, Lockhart being the less powerful one.
Would the less powerful one be the no disk drive, digital only?
No,
it's not even that.
That I don't.
It's just less power.
Just less power.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're positioning right now. So it makes sense that Sony would do both. I was hoping they were going to have the one SKU.
Well,
but if there's financial constraints, like no, to make that Series X, like no, the Series X is also going to be $600.
Right.
Then that makes sense why they would need 2 SKUs.
But they don't usually come out with both at launch, right?
No, it was so successful.
Yeah.
Well, they did with it's
because the PS4 Pro came out after the PS4.
Yes. So the only comparison that I could think of, it would be the PS3 launch, where you had the 60 gig with the Chrome backwards compatible. Oh, they might have both had backwards compatibility, but the bigger hard drive, 80 gig maybe, or 60 gig hard drive for $600, and then you had the basic 20 gigabyte, no Chrome. Like, it even looked worse for $500. That was, nobody will ever do that again. So they could do this, but it's all about how they promote it.
Yeah.
So PS4 generation, we got about halfway through a midway upgrade with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. And everybody was like, oh, it's not going to work. Oh, why are they doing this? And all I'm thinking is, no, 5 years into the PS3, I wanted a new console. That was when I could have afforded it.
Right.
I had no expenses. I built a PC instead, essentially.
Yeah.
And then the PS4 came out. So PS4 Pro comes out, Xbox One X comes out. They're so successful. What I've seen people speculating is like they now know there's a market for that. Just put them both out at the beginning.
Sure.
I'm still torn.
But that's gonna tempt us to get the Pro at launch.
Oh, no, I will 100% get the Pro at launch.
Yeah.
But
how much is it gonna be?
Probably $600.
Okay.
Maybe $500. I don't know, but
aren't we thinking the base is gonna be 500?
Now I don't know.
Yeah.
Now that there's this 2 SKU, they have not hinted at anything being 2 SKU. Granted, Xbox hasn't either, which makes me think these are the flagship and the others will be cheap versions.
Yes.
Because the second you have something better, if your base one is if your cheaper one is the base one, it looks worse.
Right.
Because there's something better. If your main one is the better one, but like
give people a cheaper option.
Here's a cheaper option.
Yeah.
That will be less popular and it won't be the focus.
Instead of locking people out, you're opening the door to more people. Like, all these people are going to get the good one anyways. A lot more people might get the worst one now because it's more affordable instead of the other way around.
Well, then that's what we're waiting to see, because if it
hopefully
is
it's that way.
600, then that will hold people back.
For sure.
It won't hold the people that were going to get it no matter what, but This is slightly unprecedented.
Yeah.
There's precedent with PC graphics cards. They always come out with 7 different tiers, but that's not what this has ever been. It's been about clear messaging, and I think that's why Sony's so quiet. They are.
Dude, it's gonna be. Oh man, it's gonna be so hype when they finally start showing stuff.
This is NX reminiscent. Every single day going on Reddit, what's going on, and just bitch post after bitch post after bitch post of everybody just like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
There's no news. I'm on here every day. All the memes and stuff. But I almost.
NX was Switch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost love this part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's everything is a possibility.
For sure.
PS4 full PS4 backwards compatibility is confirmed.
Cool.
I would say confirmed from GameStop. GameStop posted a sign up for information page.
Mm-hmm.
And that was listed as one of the features. I don't know if that deconfirms PS3, 2, and 1 games, which I am
Are you okay with that?
going to be really disappointed if that's not included.
Okay.
I have been expecting since PS4 came out that PS5 would have all of them.
Now,
and if it still doesn't,
right.
I don't even care anymore.
Xbox is already can play whatever, right? Yeah, that's a shame. Like, it's there. You need to do it.
Yeah. It's complicated.
For sure.
But you
I
still
get
need
that,
to do
but
it.
it's possible. It's got to be.
Xbox is possible because they have a different
system
and architecture, and they didn't create a cell processor with the PS3, which creates a huge issue.
Yeah.
It's this month. By the end of March, we're gonna know.
You think?
Yeah, GDC is this month.
GDC got canceled.
The
event.
GDC has officially been canceled?
Yep.
Today?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I missed the official cancellation.
I'm sure everyone will still have their own like videos like showcasing what they were going to show, but I think the event, like no one's going to GDC. I'm pretty sure.
No, I mean, GDC canceled was the top day. When did that happen? Today?
Today or yesterday.
3 days ago?
Really?
Indefinitely postponed after losing Microsoft and Sony and Epic.
Right. And like everyone pulled out. So it made sense.
That's what she said.
I'm surprised PAX East.
It hasn't. It's.
Well, it already happened.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I did see.
But
videos.
I mean, a lot of people were pulling out of that too. I just hope that upcoming conventions, like I hope this all gets.
I hope the consoles
soon.
come out this year at this point.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I wanted to be worrying about right now.
First and foremost, I hope that we fix this whole virus thing for the health of people.
No, just let it come out and then kill me. I don't care. I just need to see the consoles come out.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
No, I don't think we should talk about the coronavirus just because there's so much.
I mean, that's the reason this is all happening.
I was listening to Podcast Beyond and they're like, "What are we talking about? How is this? Did anybody think this is what we would be talking about in February?"
Right.
No.
Right.
And it's March.
Right.
I want some info.
We'll get it soon enough. And we'll talk about it here when we do.
Or this is the last of society and we never get another iPhone and we never get another console.
Every time something like this happens, I'm like, is this a zombie apocalypse? Are we going to be in The Walking Dead? But
maybe.
No, maybe.
That'll be fine.
I guess last thing I want to talk about, GTA. Are we going to play?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
We're going to get all the heists. And then we'll just see how the money goes and see if we want to buy a business and all. That's not the goal. It's not, all right, we need to buy a business. How much money do we need? Now we need to grind for this many hours.
We need to figure out what the benefits of it is. Like, I don't even
purely
know.
want it for fun because this is not a game I'm going to be playing over and over again.
No.
So I figure we do the heists. How much money do we have?
It needs to bring in money quickly, too.
What can we buy?
Right.
And we buy it. But I've heard a lot. Like, there's a lot in this game now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there's a business, there's a bunker, there's a strip club or a club. I want an F1 car now. I mean, what the heck? I didn't even realize.
I know. I texted you that knowing you probably hadn't seen it yet.
I saw it. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I was like, this is what? Everything. Okay.
So many free updates.
Listening to Blessing talk about all the new stuff, and I knew this stuff was in there, but hearing him actually talk about it and being like, I feel like we should play that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do the flying cars and the big jumps in the sky and all of that. They used to have that a little bit. It sounds way better now. It's fun. It's whatever.
All right. Well, that's enough about games for now. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk about some movies and television. and any final thoughts.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan.
And you're listening to the Huber Rebels Podcast, episode 27. That's a lot of money, though. It's a lot of money.
It's self-advertising. It has to be.
But for what?
For the future.
Yeah.
Now, think how many people know Andrew Yang.
Right.
Even if it's just in California, even if it's just to get reelected.
He's young,
or something,
right?
Even, yeah.
So 15 years from now.
Yeah, Andrew Young.
Welcome back. We're going to talk about some movies and TV. Ethan saw a pretty big movie this week.
Oh, I also caught something. I caught a Parasite.
Yeah. Which one?
The Korean one.
The Bong Joon Ho one?
Yeah.
The Bong Joon Ho Parasite? Yeah, you saw the best picture of 2019.
Do we want to extend that any further?
How?
How many more ofs does it deserve?
Of the decade?
It's the only one I can think of.
No.
It's a big claim. I don't know what any of the other Best Picture movies are.
I might be able to tell you the last 10, but...
The artist.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's 2012. I haven't seen them all, but... So, yeah. I can't say that. I'm fine with calling it the best picture of 2019.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assumption.
Well, it depends.
What?
So if you had to go back and do your top 10 again, is it your favorite movie?
Oh, yeah, easily that's number one. Oh, easily that's number one.
It's better than Endgame.
It's so
This is what I'm
different.
saying. We did our top 10 a couple weeks ago.
It's so different though. Like Endgame's never winning the Academy Award.
Right.
Parasite is 100% winning the Academy Award.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. That's what I'm saying. I'm totally fine calling it the best movie of 2019. It's not my favorite.
Okay, yeah, it's probably not my favorite.
Right.
For it, just because of like Endgame and whatnot.
Exactly. It is the best made story.
And I would put Once Upon a Time number 2.
Yeah.
In terms of like best movies of the year.
Right. So what'd you think? Sounds like you loved it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's flawless.
Were you prepared for it? Did you know anything about it ahead of time?
So this is what I've told people. The only thing I saw was one article that was it didn't even say what the connection was, but it was Parasite and climate change in the same sentence. And I'm watching, I'm like, okay, this is not a movie about climate change. And then obviously, oh, okay, here it is. Like, yes, wow, immediately it made sense. But that was the only thing, and that was so far in the movie that it like didn't even matter at that point. I was for certain this was some kind of paranormal or supernatural or something like that.
Let's not spoil it, because I mean it takes a turn that no one's prepared for if you don't know about the movie ahead of time.
I don't want to spoil this, but I think it's okay to know it's not like a supernatural
it's
type
not scary.
Of a thing. I wouldn't even say it's not scary.
Really?
Because I'll let you determine that for yourself.
Sure.
I loved it. Here's my good blanket like non-spoiler take on it. If you took out all of the like messages that he was conveying, which I would say is the strongest thing about this movie, like the plot alone, it stands. And if you're just so oblivious to everything, you can have a good time with this movie.
Well, that's the thing. Like it could still just be that. If you don't recognize the messages, it's still just a fun movie.
Exactly. I think that's why it is so successful.
That's the art of movie making, I think.
Because those messages are there.
Yeah.
And this movie was arguably created for those messages.
Because I hate when they bash you over the head with it. It's like, okay. Oh, I see what you're doing.
It shouldn't be obvious.
No.
Knives Out was another one where I would say that message at least was like done so subtly that most people were completely oblivious to it. Which I'm pretty sure Rian Johnson's intention was that he likes
Yeah.
sending that, like, just as a director, he like, even with Star Wars, he did that, right? Like, he was trying to make a point about something.
Exactly.
Which is annoying. Get that out of my Star Wars. It's the only place.
Yeah.
No other Star Wars movie is trying to make a point.
Nope. Except that incest is okay, but other than that, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I have a coworker who was like, "So you like incest, huh?" I'm like, I'm not talking to you. We're
about
not
Star Wars.
Yeah.
It never occurs.
No, I know.
So that's why I was like, when?
Yeah.
All that came to mind was Game of Thrones.
Right.
And I'm like, no.
No, but if his sister like kisses a guy on the lips, it's
Nope.
like incest.
That's not incest. That's not how that works.
No.
But
So
I can't wait to see this movie again.
Right.
And watch this movie again and own this movie.
How great are the characters?
And
Every single one of them has such a like good personality and it's acted so well.
Yep. The actors and the actresses, phenomenal.
Outstanding.
Phenomenal. I feel
Some
like
of them should have been nominated.
I
for
have
sure.
to say that's the most underappreciated thing about this movie. I haven't heard anybody comment about the actors and the actresses, and they made this movie possible.
100%.
They made it exist, and brought it to life. But I was talking to Brandon today about, and he made a good point that I didn't realize. He said with the subtitles that they did something different, and he thinks that's partially why this is so going to be so successful, or was allowed to be. And I haven't like checked this with anything, but he was talking about how basically the words would come up and then they would talk. So it allowed you,
gives you time to read it and then see them say it.
And then you already know, essentially know what they're saying.
Interesting.
And I picked up that was happening during the movie, but I don't watch a lot of subtitle movies, so I just assume that that's how it is. He said he watches Peaky Blinders with the subtitles, and you don't see them talking. It's word for word while they're speaking. Right. And I'm like,
because I find subtitles incredibly distracting.
Exactly.
Even if it is English in English, I'm reading the subtitles.
That's why I turn them off in games, because I don't end up watching any of the cutscenes. Right. I'm just reading. Right. And I want to feel like I'm with. Imagine if every time you talk to somebody there were subtitles under them. Yeah, you would weird. Never be talking to them.
You would never look in their eyes.
Which is just an awkward thing.
So interesting. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I hadn't thought about that. I'm like, yeah, it was really smooth. It was really easy. You didn't think about it.
Because I did feel more connected with them.
It felt like they were speaking English.
Right.
Which is the amazing thing about language. Yeah. That like, it's just evoking ideas that we all understand. Even in Star Wars, when we were watching and they're translating it, I'm like, just such a simple act of being able to understand the other person can lead to war or peace. Right. And exactly. Fascinating. I have another Columbus random point that I just thought of from this story.
Hit me.
Just so when they were returning, they were only able to return on the small ship, got caught in a bad storm, landed like somewhere near Portugal, docked in a place. So during the storm, they were all praying, if we survive the first opportunity to go to Our Lady, we will go and we will like give. So they land, there's a place, he sends half the crew to go and give whatever and do, and half stayed. The half gets captured literally while they're in the church or whatever doing that by the guy that was like maintaining this island, and he held him captive. And he went and talked to Columbus, and Columbus was like, yo, we went to this place and we're trying to go back and tell people about this. And he didn't believe him. Right. He thought they were pirates. So he held him. And I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, that's what I would do too. Yeah. When you don't know, you have to do survival. Right. Exactly. He waited a couple days. Nothing happened. He let him go. Okay. I just thought that like such a weird thing where it's like they could even communicate. It's just instinct. It's like, and he didn't trust him. And so like the guy in Clone Wars, he's like, you look like a Jedi. Like, yeah, all I've heard is that you're evil. Exactly. What am I going to do? I'm going to abduct you. Yep. So it makes sense. Yeah. But I'm very excited to watch this movie again, and Parasite. And after, like, I was just thinking about it. And when a movie sticks, you know it's good. Yeah. Because you just can't get it out of your head. Oh, it's so good. Beautifully shot too. It's so the clear and crisp, and just like all these right angles. And just, oh man. Yep. I love the house. Why that's got to be one of the best houses ever. It's like a character of the movie. My favorite part about the house was the yard. Yeah. From the second day, and all the trees and the way that the landscaping, that window in the back. But just the way the landscaping, it like just kind of like transitions.
Yeah.
From neat grass into like nature.
Right.
But it's also controlled.
In this neighborhood in South Korea. It's like,
I want to go to Korea.
It's a great,
one day.
I do too.
Maybe when it's united.
I want to meet Bong, director Bong, as the
a
lady
bar.
said.
I want to drink with him.
Hell yeah.
That would be lit.
Oh man. I really like him. Have you seen Snowpiercer?
No.
You would like that movie. He directed it.
I know it. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I know what it's about.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Wow.
You should watch it.
He directed an American movie?
Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He's been around, but this was like, I think this was like his super passion project. To see him get rewarded so heavily for it is amazing.
And I'm like, even though I watched the movie after the awards, a lot of the time too, when you know a movie's award winning, then you're in it and you're just like, nah, it's not meeting that.
Well, because you always say that, like,
constantly not.
You don't
that.
like knowing what people think about it ahead of time.
And so I went in and I was pretty confident that this movie was not going to let me down.
Right.
And
it didn't have to be your favorite movie of the year, but
exactly. And I mean, I put it
very
above
high.
Peanut Butter Falcon and above. I'll probably put it above Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, they're very different.
It's hard to time this movie because I did see it after.
Sure.
So that affects my own personal, like, where I put it.
Sure. I think it was my number 5 or 6.
And that's where I'm like, I'm still not sure with where that falls.
Yeah.
But it hit the right things for me, and I was so engaged in like the messages and like all the subtleties and like, oh, this is foreshadowing that and that's hinting at that, and I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
So very satisfied.
Good movie. See Parasite if you haven't seen it. Just want to make sure we're still recording. We are.
I forgot one thing I was supposed to bust out at the beginning of the episode. It's not movie related.
Okay.
But it is very cool. And I don't know if you want me to do this now. It's just for a second.
What?
To show you what I have. It's like show and tell.
Okay.
So somebody at my work, David, has a 3D printer, and I may have mentioned this to you before. And he's made some pretty cool stuff. So we're doing at work. They're talking to different people to do like a session about something you're interested in. I've been commissioned to talk about podcasting.
Yeah.
Which I'm nowhere near prepared to do. That's going to be a months from now thing.
Yeah. I mean, is it whenever you are ready for it?
I told her, I'm like, she knows with the wedding and stuff. I'm like, I can't do this now.
It's not like a school project where you have to do it by this date.
No.
Yeah.
And so they did a 3D printing one. And I was like, I'm definitely going to that. I've always been interested in it. Never understood it. I understand it more now. I wanted to see it. He brought it in and it was making stuff.
That's so cool.
But there was one thing that he made that was so cool and was definitely the highlight or whatever.
Oh my God. What the hell? Oh, that's so cool. What? Is that printed too?
All of it. Yeah, that last part
feels like
gets not stuck sometimes.
Reminds me of the Toys R Us days, but
yeah.
Oh my God.
And he made that specifically for me.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So just a special shout out to David.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So my third lightsaber.
I mean, and this is up there in the specialness.
Like, yeah.
This one was literally printed for you.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Yeah.
That's going up against a official lightsaber.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Huh.
You can just kind of do it, and it's sturdy. About 6 hours.
My favorite part?
Yeah.
Not my favorite part, but I like that they all go in.
Yep.
Remember the lightsabers where every piece didn't go back in?
They're just.
I had one where like the biggest piece stuck out. It's like, why? Why is that a thing?
But yeah, I was very impressed.
That's amazing.
I mean, my jaw, I was literally like, for about 2 minutes when I first saw it.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. Everybody thought it was very cool.
But, Anakin's, right?
It's not like
that's the Anakin / Rey lightsaber, right?
It is. I don't think it is exactly that. It's basically that one. Though.
Sure.
I think there might be like one little like thing different, but I look at this. I'm like, this is Anakin's lightsaber
for sure,
and it's blue.
I kind of like how tiny it is too.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like Yoda.
Oh, this is actually how big I thought lightsabers were. This is how I expected because it's one hand.
Yeah.
Like the way it fits in my hand. This is what I always thought it would be, so that's when I got the official one, and it was like huge. I was like,
Right.
oh, I'm still figuring out how I want to hold it and how I want to do. But yeah.
Very cool. Good work, David.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
David? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Did you meet him at the movie? When we went
Was
to
he
the-
at Birds of Prey?
Yeah.
Cool.
The Birds of Prey. I was like, I totally forgot we did that.
I'm really bad with names.
Oh, that's
Someone
okay.
could shake my hand and say their name, and I've forgotten it 10 seconds
Other
later.
tall white guy with a beard.
Yeah.
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 There you
okay.
go.
Cool. What's up, David? So I've been watching movies because of Kind of Funny's in review series. I'm like, I want to watch these movies with them and listen to them talk about them. Just, it's a good excuse to see some movies I haven't seen before. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they were doing Bad Boys as the first series of this year. So I watched 1 and 2.
And you had never seen these movies?
Never seen them.
I've seen both. Which one has the morgue scene?
2.
2. Yeah, that's the better one.
So that's the only part of that movie that I kind of like.
Isn't that so funny that that's
Yeah.
what I remember?
Yeah. Bad Boys 1 and 2, I think, are garbage movies. I understand what they are. They're not supposed to be great.
Yeah, people had different expectations.
And it's a different time too.
Yeah, there was
like
it's
first of all, they both feel like mid 90s.
Yeah.
Bad Boys 2 was like 2003 or 2004. It feels old as dirt.
early
for what it is.
2000s was still 90s.
Holy crap, they're so bad.
Yeah.
So, like, Bad Boys 2, I've never taken so long to finish a movie. Like, it took me like 6 or 7 different sessions to finish that movie.
Wow, that's a lot.
But I did it because I'm like, I'm just going to keep up with these in reviews. I'm going to watch the movies to put movies in my head. So I went to go see Bad Boys for Life with a friend who had already seen Bad Boys 1 and 2. Yes.
There's not a Bad Boys 3, right?
Bad Boys for Life is 3,
That's
but it's not called
really
3.
Annoying.
That is 4. Bad Boys for Life. Yeah, it is.
It would have been so easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
They must know
it'll
they
be
weren't
even
getting
more
a
annoying,
fourth one.
but it is in the works. If they don't do it, it's okay. If it's the final one, that's okay.
They need to make this with 3 in the name somehow.
I don't even know what that would be.
I
3
don't know.
doesn't really fit into words very well.
Exactly.
This movie's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, and I've heard bad things about it, and I think I'm just a different kind of person. I'm a different generation. It spoke
maybe
more
that's
to
what
me.
you needed to do
But
with
the
the first
main
ones.
thing
Yeah.
is that it isn't directed by Michael Bay.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
two like
he's bad.
European music video directors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And holy crap, did they do a good job with this movie. It sells the same heart where like it's action with comedy interjected without feeling like a comedy movie.
Yeah.
But it's done well,
Because the stakes are still high.
very high.
It's like Bad Boys. Yeah, it was always action with comedy, but like
Right.
they could also be dying.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
That's the stakes.
Almost
yeah.
dying is a daily occurrence
Yeah.
for these two guys. But the characters in this movie are great.
Okay.
The action is phenomenal. Some of the best I've ever seen. The visuals it's a lot prettier.
High frame rate.
I don't know.
Oh,
Will Smith.
Will Smith thing.
Just draws high
Yeah.
frame rate. The first two movies are like very orange and looks smoggy, and that's just the way Miami is supposed to look. Apparently, this one didn't do that, which I appreciated.
Still in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. Like,
That's awesome. How long
I
is it?
have a running list of like my favorite movies of the year.
Okay.
This is on that list.
Nice.
This
Number
could,
one.
This could be top 10 at the end of the
It's
year.
number
I don't
one
know.
right now.
It's on that list with 2 others, but we'll see.
I'm trying to get it up there.
For sure. Yeah.
Who was better, Will Smith or Martin Lawrence?
Will Smith.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know why not that I knew that would be the answer, but it's just unnecessary.
Some people like Martin Lawrence. Some people
yeah,
really don't.
that was not against
But
Martin Lawrence. That was
Everyone likes Will Smith.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was still really good.
That's awesome.
Still killing it. However old he is, it's hard to
Literally.
tell because he's probably kind of old, but he doesn't look it.
just 50 something.
That's insane, actually.
Tom Cruise is too.
Martin Lawrence looks 50 something.
Yeah.
Will Smith did not.
Well, that's okay.
I've been thinking a lot more about what the next Mission Impossible movie is going to be too, because I was thinking about Fallout and like, damn,
That was the last one, right?
Fallout was incredible.
Yeah.
That was a perfect movie.
Let's hope
for me.
Fast and Furious
F9.
can keep that like not just because it's a sequel 10, 9. But how many Mission Impossibles are there now? 7?
6 or 7?
Six
Yeah,
or 7?
I think 6.
That shouldn't be possible. but they're doing it now.
Yeah.
So
So my last thing, it's a question. It's a secret topic. We haven't had a secret topic in a while.
Ooh.
So my mom and I have talked about this for a while. Now, don't judge. My mom and I have our own. What's the word when you have something you like but you don't want to say what
Guilty
it is?
pleasure?
Guilty pleasures. They're probably less guilty for her, more so for me.
Judged. I'm already judging. Get that out of the way.
My mom and I love watching
Home Shopping Network.
Leave It QVC.
QVC.
I do love QVC. Leave It to Beaver.
Which is, yeah, I know that probably hurts you, but
You don't know what that is.
I know it, but just clarify. It's a movie, right?
It's a show.
It is a show. See, I knew it was a show, and I'm like, I'm going to go out on a
Oh my
limb and
God,
say
are you
it's a movie.
serious?
Yeah.
The Andy Griffith Show?
I know that.
Okay. That I Love Lucy. Love those shows.
Is Leave It to Beaver also like 50s?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I don't have it off the top of my head,
Sure.
but I know the name. Okay, yeah.
So my mom and I have always said, like, wouldn't it be great if we had this, like, jukebox device? Not even a jukebox. That's the wrong word.
Okay.
But a device
Yep.
where every single episode of those shows is
Yep.
on it. And at
Okay.
any point you could turn to it and it's just constantly running. It's always shuffling. You can't, like, pick or choose. It's always playing one of those. You can just always have it there when you need it.
Yep.
I'm like, I would love to know what people's device would have on it. Like, what shows would you put on it?
Not where I thought this was
So
going.
I want to ask you, if you had this device, you can't choose what you're going to watch. It's just always randomized and you turn to it and you're just watching that thing. What, I don't know, 3 or 4 shows would you preload onto this device that you can always have for the rest of your life?
First, I just want to say, I thought this was going to be about some like DIY project about creating some special shuffle machine.
Okay, so my dad,
you-
when I asked my dad, he's like, I thought you were asking me to make it. I'm like, not yet.
I thought you were telling me that your dad made this. That's what I thought. That's where I thought that was going.
He might eventually. I don't know. It can't be that complicated.
You would probably just create a digital machine and load the files in
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
set it to shuffle. That'd be the easiest way to do it. But then you need to own every single digital file, which
Exactly.
would also be really complicated.
Right.
Okay, so Friends, The Office, Lost. I'm gonna take that one back real quick.
Which one? Lost? Really?
I think I'm gonna put it back, but I don't want to commit myself to one.
You have 4. We're doing 4.
Yeah. I have to put Friends in The Office. That's
Uh-huh.
just.
See, I didn't think The Office was that much of a given.
It's the only show I've watched over and over and over and over, other than
Sure.
Friends.
Sure.
By default, I'm putting it in there.
I definitely would have thought Lost.
Oh, Dragon Ball.
Yep, that's one of the ones I thought.
Does each series count as separate sagas? So is Dragon Ball 1 and Dragon Ball Z is one?
No, I think that's a good cheat. I think you can have all Dragon Ball.
Okay, all Dragon Ball anime. Because otherwise I'm done.
If you had to pick one, though, which would it be?
I'd pick both.
If you had to pick one Dragon Ball series, which would it be?
I would drown myself on the island. I wouldn't want one without the other.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd be like, all right. I want to say Clone Wars just so that I have the Star Wars universe with me,
Yeah.
but I also don't want to say that.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of. You have to
be-
think about like content
It
too.
can
Like
be
it,
animated, live action.
whatever. Whatever. As long or short as you want. Like if there's a short miniseries that you love that much, like you could do that. But I mean, Clone Wars has like 130 plus
I
episodes.
know,
Like that's a good option.
That's why I was thinking about that. All of these have a lot of episodes. 10 seasons, like 8 or 9 seasons.
Yep.
300,
Dragon Ball is
400,
like, God,
500
what?
episodes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to think. Like
Lost is the shortest of them all, but they are
but
hour-long
it's-
episodes.
and it's a good. There's only ever been a couple shows that I said are my favorite shows ever. Lost and then Friends.
Yep.
The Office then
I feel like Lost has to be in yours.
worked its way up to that. Yeah, let's just.
But
I'm not stuck on
But
an
is
island.
each individual episode as good without the one before it? Like, can you just watch any episode of Lost and enjoy it as much without watching them in order?
Oh, if that's
Do you know
a
what? Do you know what I
stipulation.
mean?
So Friends and The Office passed that with flying colors.
For sure. Dragon Ball almost maybe doesn't, right?
It doesn't, except I know it so much I can just fill in the blanks.
Right.
Yeah, Lost is less interesting.
Right.
I'm also not stuck on a desert island. That wasn't the question.
No, it's a weird scenario that I propose. Like, it's really.
No, because it's not like what 4 shows would you keep forever? It's
it's almost
what would
like,
you be comfortable with if any of these episodes were to come on, you would watch it. Like, that's how I'm trying to think about it. I could watch any Friends episode at any time.
Yeah.
I could watch relatively any Office episode at any time.
I guess another stipulation is like the only way you could watch these is if it was on this. Like, you can't turn on Netflix and watch any episode of Lost.
Then the question is, what 4 shows can you not delete forever? Or does everything else exist? Or I wouldn't put these in that.
I don't know. It's all weird, but
so that's I know. But I think I can pick a 4th one. Can I just pick the Star Wars trilogy? No, I'm just kidding.
The Star Wars trilogy. Okay. This isn't movies.
The trilogy of trilogies.
Yeah.
But if there's enough movies, the MCU, that's essentially a show at this point.
I'll allow you to also say future shows. If you want to see the Obi-Wan show.
No.
Okay.
I would do the Clone Wars show. Like, that's really like it's between that.
Even if the Obi-Wan show is fantastic, like Clone Wars gives you so much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And that's one where you could watch just about any episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's do it.
Instead of Lost.
Okay. I wouldn't want to watch just a random Lost episode for that.
It's kind of heavy too.
It's really about the journey.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
So it doesn't really fit this.
You jump into some random like season 6 episode, you're like, right, okay.
Yeah, and I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. Cool. I wasn't ready for Clone Wars, so you threw
What
me
are your 4 other than those? Like, if you had 4 personal ones rather than
that's another thing.
The shared.
Because my mom and I came up with that list I gave you. But I'm like, okay, no, that's yours. I can always turn to yours if I need to, but what's mine, right?
What is yours?
Mine is MacGyver.
Okay.
I love MacGyver with a passion.
Not MacGruber?
Nope. And not the new MacGyver either. The old 80s MacGyver.
Yeah.
Seen every episode multiple times.
There's
love
a new
that
one?
show.
Oh, there is a new one. Yeah.
It's trash.
I was thinking they made a MacGruber movie.
No. What? They did make a MacGruber movie.
That's what I'm like, that's the new one, right? No, they actually made a new MacGyver. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
MacGyver. Full House.
Ooh, okay.
Damn, I had this last night and I forgot one of them. Either The Office or Parks and Rec. And I don't know which one I would choose.
Really?
Yeah, I love Parks and Rec.
I love it too. It's been a while since I've watched it.
Like, if someone made me jump into a camp of Parks and Rec or The Office, I think I might do Parks and Rec. Because I watched that one first. And I just really connected harder with it. Oh.
Because see, Parks and Rec will always be, let's do The Office again. It's good enough to not be that. Like, where like it doesn't, but it always makes me feel like that. I'm always like, oh, this is the one they did after The Office.
True. It's weird because I keep thinking of shows, NBC shows, as like, what's going to be the next Parks and Rec and The Office.
Yeah.
I don't think of Parks and Rec as
the next Office.
The next Office. I think of everything else as the next those.
That is, I think that's actually accurate because that's how good it is. All the other ones just feel like they're trying to be those because Parks and Rec was good enough to stand on its own.
But it also takes time. Like, I feel like The Good Place is becoming that.
I don't think it takes time.
No?
Nope. It takes time to develop into the beasts that they are, but those beasts they develop into are there day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so MacGyver, Parks and Rec.
Full House.
Fuller House.
What was... No. God, no.
El Camino.
Damn, I don't remember what my fourth one was.
Breaking Bad.
No. I'm really pissed off right now.
That you can't think of a
I had
fourth
it
one?
earlier before we started this, and now it's gone.
What are your favorite shows?
Well, those 3. And,
Okay. Done. You get 3.
I mean, I have one, but... Hello, everybody. If you're watching this and you're wondering why my co-host Ethan is frozen in time, that is because I'm coming to you from the future, I guess. Yeah, after the fact, after the show ended, I went downstairs and I remembered what my 4th show would be for the jukebox, and it's Rocket Power. One of my all-time favorite shows. I love that cartoon. Like, if I had to pick a cartoon, it's Rocket Power. That show defined my childhood. I was super into action sports, and it was just so much fun. I loved the characters. I just felt like I related to it a lot. I really want more Rocket Power too. Like if they ever made a new Rocket Power show, I would lose my mind. But that would be my number 4. You would definitely be the number 5. But I would have to kick you for Rocket Power just for nostalgia's sake and just years of enjoyment. I always want to have Rocket Power in my mind and in my life. So just had to give an update. I couldn't let the week go by without actually documenting what it should be. So back to us in the past.
Or just watching Star Wars over and 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 over. I'm gonna go home and watch Return of the Jedi. Like it's just what it is.
Hey, rebels, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
I've had periods where like every once in a while I'm like, man, I haven't watched Star Wars in a while.
A couple months ago.
And then I mean there were times where it was.
Can you imagine that there's people who still haven't seen a single Star Wars movie? It boggles my brain when I meet people like that. I'm like, how? How have you not come across someone in your life that made you watch one of these movies?
Yeah, it's kind of...
It's weird, right?
I watched something.
What?
Empire of Dreams.
I don't know what that
I'm
is.
going to watch it again. It's 2.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
It is the making of the original trilogy.
Oh.
It's from 2004.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably released on like a special edition DVD release of Star Wars, but it's really good. You have to watch it if you haven't seen it. It's so good.
I haven't even heard of it.
Learned a lot more about. It'll pop up on Disney Plus.
Is it on there?
Oh no, yeah, it's on there.
Oh, cool.
Empire of Dreams.
I will watch
Star
that.
Wars story or something like that, and it is like it's so long and there's so many details. Like that's why I was half paying attention to it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it with Maya because I want her to like get it. But I learned a lot about it. That first movie, I think, is the greatest movie of all time.
I'm cool with that.
The event that it was, like, it gave me more perspective. Like, you hear about how it changed things. It changed everything.
I feel like nothing has ever created a more of a global phenomenon.
It changed the world.
Yeah.
It changed the trajectory of mankind. And I know that seems like extreme.
Yeah.
And it's not like the movie came out and life was different. It not like that, but
I mean, we're shaped by pop culture and entertainment
science
and stuff.
fiction
Right.
shapes reality.
Right.
People are
Inspires
inspired
people.
by these
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
and Star Wars
It's Elon Musk could be doing different stuff if the certain sci-fi movies and shows and stuff from his childhood didn't exist.
It showed me more how big it was in that sense.
That's cool. I'm gonna watch that.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Well, let us know what would be on your TV show jukebox. Your
Let's come up with a name
4 shows.
for
Yeah,
that thing.
we will.
The iBox.
We'll come up with one for next week.
Got
Or
it.
maybe it's just iBox. What's on your iBox?
No.
Yeah, we don't want to be sued by Apple.
No, I was making fun of Apple's.
All right.
name.
Yeah. Next week we'll have a name.
But we will come up with a name.
Yeah. Comment below. Or
Do it.
I guess you can't comment on
Please.
podcast apps. If you're listening on a podcast streaming service, you can watch us on YouTube. We upload our videos there.
How do you support somebody on iTunes?
So I was going to get there. We are now on iTunes. It has been a while, but we're officially on iTunes. You can find our podcast, the Hero Rebels Podcast. If you like us, please leave a review. I struggle to say leave a review regardless because negative reviews can really hurt somebody. If you like us, leave a good review. If you don't, comment somewhere and leave us some constructive criticism.
I've got something. Yeah, you comment and give us a good review.
Yes.
But give us constructive criticism.
Yes.
You don't have to just give us 1 star.
Ratings and reviews will really help us. So please let us know what you think and help us support the cause. I don't know what the cause is.
The rebellion.
and I did
I
this.
think it's the rebellion. I'm like, damn, we really are the rebellion.
I just saw Seberg earlier this morning, which is about Jean Seberg from the 1960s, who was an actress who joined the Black Panther Party. So I saw a lot of this morning. That's why I did that.
There you go.
And they said support the cause. I'm like, that just came out. Anyways, if you're watching us on YouTube, we're on iTunes. So go ahead and listen to us there if you need to.
Our only cause is pop culture.
Join the rebellion. I got nothing else. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Ethan. We are the Huber Rebels.
Until next time.
Welcome to the Rebellion.